Hello everybody and welcome back to Grand Bazaar. We have a visitor this morning. Hey, look at that, it's Isaac. And he is finally going to allow us to use that last windmill over by the waterfall. Which is good news. This is a very useful windmill. And here we are. This windmill is used for grinding items. Crops will make seeds and wheats will make flour. With the right ingredients, you could make all kinds of items. You use it the same way you use the other windmill. Yep, they all operate the same. Now, tragically, this is sort of poor timing on the game's part because this is also our Bazaar day. So I don't have time to cover the Bazaar and kind of talk a little bit about the windmill all at the same time. Mostly because I want to talk about what I've been doing with some of the other windmills as well. So I will probably take the time to do a video about all of that tomorrow, because tomorrow is also kind of a busy day for us as well, because we have a festival. And festivals are never very long, so I think we can kind of talk a little bit about that last windmill and fit our festival all into one video, no problem. So that is the plan. Today we will focus on the Bazaar. And we have a lot of stuff to sell because we had skipped an entire week last week. I did a little bit of inventory management last night before I went to bed, the best that I could. You can see I've got a large majority of my stuff that I'm gonna want to sell in my inventory. I also have some fishing that I've done, but I still could use a little bit further management from this as well. I just don't have the space. It's just really, really chaotic trying to sort of move things around. So I think the best sort of strategy that I can do here is to kind of throw some stuff on the ground, like what I had done at an earlier Bazaar date, just to sort of get things all sorted out here. I've got a lot of eggs stockpiled. As you can see, all of my peppers have started to come in. I've got lots of carrots, a little bit of eggplant. We'll make these yams into baked yams, but there's really just so much here that I'm not going to actually get the chance to sell unless we have multiple grandpas coming up and buying multiple stacks of all of our items. I just don't see how it would be humanly possible to sell a fraction of what we actually kind of have on us today. However, we will do our best. I'm just kind of going through and seeing if there's anything else that I want to grab. I obviously want to grab my yams, and I can probably make some grilled mushrooms as well. So we'll go ahead and make ourselves some baked yams. And I want to get to the Bazaar as soon as it starts today. Just because that will give me some more time to do some extra peddling of goods. And there's not really any pressing things that we need to buy. There's nothing this week that we need to buy that we can't buy next week if we really wanted to. So that means that I can also kind of take my sweet time and I can be there all day if I really want to be. Alright, so do I have any more space? I've got one more slot left. I'm just gonna go ahead and put away my tools, I think, because I shouldn't need any of them. I'm not gonna worry about watering. And hopefully these things will be here when I get back. I actually did have a situation in my practice file where I had dropped stuff off onto the floor like I had done previously, and the stuff was actually gone when I came back. So I do think if you're gonna do that, you want to come back to the house sooner than later, just in case those things disappear over a certain period of time. And I also have a few things in my windmill. I used milk and some mint to make some yogurt, and I used my very last piece of chamomile to make a piece of herb cheese, which I also combined with milk to get that result. I wasn't able to get any lavender. The game wasn't dropping me any lavender, and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I'm just gonna kind of ignore everything that's on the ground and head straight for the bazaar. You can see that my wallet is incredibly empty, and I wasn't even buying fertilizer to put on my carrots. That's how broke I was. But fortunately, I haven't really needed money, you know, so it's alright. So obviously want to get out big stacks of items. Our carrots. Our eggplants, as you can see, really don't sell for a lot of money. $170 is not a lot. I believe there are some recipes that we can make, though, to sort of increase that value a little bit. I just haven't done it yet, because I might just wait until the end of the season. Because I should still have a little bit more eggplant coming my way. So we're just gonna ring that bell like crazy and hope people come by. Just the one dude standing there, not coming and looking at my stuff. Come on, man, you're killing me here. But at least I'm getting rid of some of the single items that I had stacked in my inventory. The dishes that are only a few items worth, some eggs, that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, this lady here is gonna pay double the amount. I like people like that. They want to pay double rather than get stuff for free. And depending on how my sales go, I may sort of hopefully be able to make it within the sales goal. I was able to when I was doing practice, but I also got super lucky because Grandpa came by, and I just so happened to have that luck on my side, because Grandpa has not been around in months. That's the first time I had seen him since, like, spring, I think. We had had a bazaar or two in a row where he came and bought all of our stuff, and then he just disappeared. I can get the same people at the bazaar asking me about their glasses that are on top of their head, you know, 5 times, but I guess Grandpa is elusive. He doesn't have a lot of money to come and buy my big fat stacks of stuff. And it was fantastic because it was the carrots that he had bought, and those are worth a lot of money compared to most of the things I'm selling, so... So far, though, even without Grandpa's help, we're doing not too shabby. There's quite a few customers that we have floating around here. And I've got a few bugs that are selling for quite a bit of money that I'm putting out just for some variety. We've also got some lumber, I've got some fish, so hopefully we'll be able to offer enough of a variety here that people will keep shopping. And we also have huge stacks of items as well, so if we can get people buying 4 or 5 items at a time, that would be even better. I have enough for everybody. There's enough to go around. Maybe not of milk or eggs, but if you need carrots, peppers, baked yams, I got your back. And I can actually see just out of the corner of my eye that Chen is selling some carrot seeds, which is fantastic because that is something that I can grow one last time before the season ends as we kind of gear up into our last week after today's bazaar. We haven't had a lot of people chatting with us, but so far I think I've answered everybody's questions how I should have. We're about halfway to the goal and we still have lots of time left in the day, so I'm actually pretty happy with how things are going so far. You can actually see there's a huge crowd of people. Lots and lots of people coming out to shop today. I keep accidentally walking too far off the screen. And I should put out some fish here now that I have a bit of a break between customers, just to make sure I get rid of those because they do have a freshness rating, of course. Come on, people. Ugh. I saw an old man and I was really hoping it was Grandpa. I would have been totally fine with him buying my big stack of peppers. Those are still worth a decent amount of cash. Not as much as carrots, but it still would have been nice because I've got lots and lots of them. 20,000 more and we will have met the goal. And there's not really anybody buying stuff, so I'm gonna put out a few more items. I've still got lots and lots of peppers to put out, lots of baked yams. I should probably focus on putting out my last few fish though, however, just because I want to get rid of those. I'll probably do a lot more fishing come winter time, but I had a rainy day. And sometimes it's nice just to do something a little bit different with your time. See what kind of new fish there were in the fall, fill out my fishing encyclopedia. The animal shop is up and to the left. I almost said the right, even though I knew it was on the left. I'm directionally challenged, but not that badly. I think that's about the third exhausted person to show up. today. I don't know why all these people are trekking it to the bazaar and not thinking about how it is that they're gonna make it home. Come on, people, don't fail me down, don't slow down. We've got a couple more hours left. And I've only have 5k left before I hit the goal, which is awesome. Hitting that 80k goal is not that easy. Even with the extended counter and more counter space and more people, it is still kind of difficult to hit those numbers. So everything from this point on is just sort of gravy. I think I am obviously gonna have to take a lot of this food home. Not gonna be able to sell all these peppers, all these yams, carrots, but that's okay. They should remain fresh until next bazaar with no problems. And then one of the other things I wanted to talk about, and I'm gonna elaborate a bit more in the windmill video, is that you want to be careful when you're loading items into the windmill in order to make it into something else. So, for example, the milk and the yogurt are only about a $30 difference. It probably would have been cheaper for me to sell the mint and to sell the milk separately. But if you look at something like herb cheese, it sells for significantly more than milk does on its own. So trying to also take advantage of windmills to make more product as well. It's really, really nice that at this point there's just so many options for how to make money and how to use your items creatively. Winter's definitely gonna go by very, very quickly because there's just not that much to do. After I've been having such a fun and productive fall season. Alright, the last hurrah, we've got a little bit more time to do some selling. I'm gonna make sure I put that last fish out. Hopefully that sells. And then I will try and maybe get out of here by 6 o'clock-ish and just do a little bit of running around. But we have definitely surpassed the goal. I actually, despite the fact that I haven't seen Grandpa today, I actually sold more money doing the Bazaar Day the second time around than I did in my practice file. I sold about $89,000 worth. So not a huge difference, but still nice to see. Let's see if we can get one or two more people here just to clean things up. Perfect. We sold all our carrots, which is good. That's one more stack of items. We managed to condense our baked yams down into one stack. We managed to sell almost an entire stack of yellow peppers. And you can see that we only have 2 pages worth of items. So that will leave us lots and lots of space in our inventory and hopefully our storage as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some shopping now. First things first, I'm going to go to Chen and I am going to purchase 36 carrot seeds to do one more harvest of carrots. For some reason, and I don't know how this ended up happening, but I currently have 12 plots planted on my farm. I had 12 and that was it. So I don't really know how that happened, so I'm going to use the remaining 36 seeds to kind of just fill the field out. And because I have some extra money, I'm also going to purchase the last of the cooking utensils, the seasonings set. I think it's kind of the least important one, but we might as well buy it since we have all that extra cash in our wallet, and then we don't have to worry about that anymore. We kind of have what we need in order to make all the different recipes in the game. We're not held back by a lack of cooking tools at the very least. Head on down to the wrapping stall. I'm going to wrap the very last of my herb salads that I have for Sherry. I've only got 2 more. I ran out of chamomile. I'm gonna kind of have to wait until spring to be able to make those again. And then Freya's birthday is coming up this week, and I didn't bring a flower and I didn't bring a butterfly that I could wrap for her. However, it's a little bit more expensive for me to give this to her as a gift, but I can get some milk wrapped up, and this is also a gift that she likes. Not really ideal just because it's good profit for me, but I also think we need to get going on her affection, and it's probably not a bad idea just to kind of sacrifice that and get her something wrapped. So throw an extra couple $100 at wrapping. I've got money in my pocket if I want to buy more stuff from Lloyd. I still have an orichalcum at home, I believe. I've only done 1 upgrade, so I don't need to buy any more, but I could. And I need to think about upgrading my hoe next, I think. But I decided against buying those when I was going through here earlier, so I'm gonna leave them, and I can always come back for them and grab them at our next bazaar. I do want to talk to Ganon, however, and upgrade my storage, and it's not like Wilbur where he'll expand the amount of storage that he'll give you, but you can upgrade your storage so that things stay fresher for longer, which I think is a very necessary upgrade. Very, very happy to spend 30 grand on that. And I think for now we will just save the rest of our money, because we don't want to make our stall any bigger at this point. We don't really need to. We just expanded our storage, although another storage expansion is only 30 grand, which is not too bad at all. And we only have 1 more field expansion to do, but it's very, very expensive. We're gonna have a lot of opportunity to buy things come winter though too. Remember that. If you're still at a point where you're kind of struggling to make cash, perhaps your numbers don't look like mine, or you've spent your money a little bit differently than mine and you're kind of questioning what you should get next, we're gonna have lots of time in wintertime to buy things, so don't fret, don't worry. From Felix, if you'd like to, you can also buy the bell at this point. This should show up after you've purchased your brush, and this will allow you to call your animals, which will help herd them a little bit faster when they are out grazing. And I am going to think about getting some more animals soon, I think. But once again, I, for this bazaar, just kind of spent minimal money and was saving it. So maybe next time I'll think about getting another cow, another chicken. Very, very happy to have made a lot of money. Didn't spend a lot of money, but that is quite alright. Now, I suppose what we'll do is go to sleep, and here are the Bazaar results, just for the sake of including that with the same video as our Bazaar, which is kind of traditional for us. And we will then do the wine festival separately. I can always reload this day, mash through all this dialogue, and we'll start over fresh tomorrow, or today rather. We'll start over fresh today in another video, and we'll go to our wine festival, and I'll talk a little bit about some of the windmills and whatnot. But very happy that we were able to place within our goal. So I want to go see the results today. We might even get first. Ah, we do. Nice. Because we made just over 99,000, which is pretty impressive. Can you imagine just being able to make $100,000 in one day? I can't. Ooh, and we also have the happiest customers. Alright. I guess we did have a decent amount of people come by. It kind of didn't feel like it because the store was so busy. But yeah, I guess since we were there all day. #1 and #1 in sales. We get a lavender tea can. I wonder if that sells for a decent amount of cash. I'll have to look and see. I will just keep it in my storage for now. I'm assuming it's like all tea and it doesn't expire. Alright, that is where I am going to end things off. Like I said, I will be back today, just in another video where we will cover the wine festival. And that will let us see what that's all about. So, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.